Hey, what's up everybody? How y'all doing today? Hope you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming out to the crazy live stream. I definitely appreciate that. How's everyone's day going? I hope you're all amazing today. I really do. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you guys are having a good day out there on the battlefield and avoiding being destroyed by those nasty red guys. Those nasty red guys, I'm telling you, they are 100% the worst, right? Those red guys are the worst. They really are. They are just awful and terrible and horrible. But what can you do, you know? I mean, the red dudes are turds. They're turd taco crap sandwiches, and you gotta smush them. You gotta smush them all. That's the way I see it. Delta, what's up, buddy? How are you today? 50 cal, what's going on, my man? It's all about the blue baby. What is the blue baby? What's up, Grandpa? We got Arnav. What's up, my man? Awesome to see ya. I'm doing all right, thank you. Walter, what's going on? Parmod, what's up? What's up? Hope you guys are all awesome. We got Brandon Eller in the house. What's up, my man? Does my camera look too dark, guys? I'm playing around with my room is really dark right now, so I've got very low light. I don't know if that looks worse or better, but right now I basically just have the window open and there's a very small amount of like regular light coming in. I don't get a lot of light in this room through the window, unfortunately. Arnav says, Danny, you're gonna hit 50,000. Congrats. Thanks, my man. You know what's amazing me is this. I got 2 channels, right? Well, actually, I got more than 2, but my other gaming channel hit around 60,000. But I think I had 40,000 subs on that channel when I started this one. And this one is now starting to catch up. Now, my other gaming channel, I used to get about 1,500 subscribers per month. Now we only get like 300 subscribers per month on the other channel. I'm not really sure why. It seems like people, like the views are about the same, right? I'm still getting the same amount of views and everything, but it seems like a lot less people are subscribing these days, which is surprising. Like I was been watching some videos about that on YouTube, and everybody's like, yeah, subscribers don't matter that much. It's really, as long as you're getting views, but it's kind of weird. People used to subscribe to YouTube channels a lot more often. I would love to hit 100,000. Like, I think once you hit 100,000, YouTube gives you like a special prize, like a plaque and all this stuff. It would be sweet to hit 100,000, but even this channel, people used to subscribe a lot more. I don't know. I think people just don't subscribe to channels that much anymore, which is interesting. One thing about YouTube, though, if you start watching somebody's channel, YouTube will continue to recommend those videos to you. So you don't actually have to be subscribed to get the videos. Back in the day, you did. 50 cal. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, my friend. You made a nice little donation there. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. There's a heart and a like. What's up, Raptor? How is your day going? Jamel, what's up, buddy? Ernie says, I didn't notice Danny was in the corner of the screen. I'm hiding down there. I'm hiding down there in the bottom corner. All right, now you might have a hard time noticing me, but I can make my ugly face huge or really, 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 really small. I'm the amazing shrinking man. Okay, there we go. I can see the camera doesn't look as good in the low lighting though when I blow it up. It definitely doesn't look as good in the low lighting, but When you're small down in the corner, I don't think it really matters too much, honestly. Alright, Bro B, what's going on, my man? So if you got some game questions, get them out there. I see they've already announced a couple of new robots and titans and weapons and stuff like that. This game is crazy, my friends. This game is very crazy. Super crazy. Hey, Twister, what's up, buddy? Daniel Sykes, good to see you. Christos, how are you today? So, Jamel, one thing about Fenrir, right? One reason a full hanger of Fenrir works is because it's a tank. It would be really hard to like run 5 tiers or 5. You know, Fenrir works because you can kind of play that as any role. I think Fenrir is one of the few robots you could actually throw 5 of them in there and do well. Actually, I may be wrong about that, but I can't think of any other robot that I could just drop a full hanger of those and play it, other than the Fenrir. Maybe the invaders. But I don't know. Fenrir is pretty special. He's a special robot. It's been really good for years. It continues to be good, and honestly, if somebody were to just simply build 5 Fenrirs, they would probably be good to go as long as they had them built well. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. I was actually thinking about maybe trying a full hanger of some other robots as well, but I don't know, because you got to have robots. I guess it depends on the game mode, because you got to have robots that are able to hold and take beacons, or robots that are able to fight at close range, or robots that are able to fight at a distance. And I think Fenrir checks all of those marks. It can do all of it. What about 5 Raptors? Yeah, you could definitely do 5 Raptors. My only thing is Raptor too new of a robot? Maybe that would be enjoyable. I don't think I have. That's another thing though, is I don't think I have 5 of any other robot. I might have 2 or 3 Raptors, but I don't think I have 5 of them actually. I think generally, lately Pixonic has been sending more over, but it used to, I think they would always send us 2 of each thing, so I might only have 2 Raptors available. That's another issue. Alright. Is there going to be a promo on Robot Datapads Gold? As far as like what they sell or put on sale, I have no idea. They don't discuss their finances with us or what they're going to do as far as specials and deals on things you're buying with real money. I mean, they've always got those deals going on where you can get things in the game cheaper, like the Upgrade Super Drive event. I know that's not what it's called, but if you wait for those, I mean, when you can upgrade your robots for less, that's always a good time to wait. But if you're talking about buying data pads with real money, I really don't know what's going to go on sale or when. That's above my pay grade, and they don't pay us at all, so I guess it's all above my pay grade. Only time I ever make money is if you guys use my code in the workshop, then I get like a small commission, but that and what YouTube pays me for the advertisements. Alright, Fan says maybe Prismas will be nerfed again and free to play will have not left anything to use. We don't know what they're going to do as far as nerfs and buffs. I do kind of worry. I mean, there's only a few really nice things you can have as a free to play player. Like right now we got our Luchadors. Luchador's a great Titan. You got your Fenrirs, you got your Invaders, you got a couple of nice robots you can build in the workshop. There's not a lot of good weapons. There's really only currently a few weapons that you can get in the workshop. So I hope they don't nerf those. When will the Kaji winners? Alright, like I said in that video when I did the giveaway video, that giveaway will probably go for like 3 or 4 weeks before it ends. So sometime after all of the winners are picked and the prizes are sent out, we'll announce all the winners. But Raptor wants a mender build. I do need to set up a mender for you. You know what? Let me go ahead and put a mender in my hangar right now, and then on the next live stream, we'll try it out. And if I find a good setup for it, I'll maybe make a video. But yeah, I'm gonna try out some different weapons and stuff. The main thing is finding the best set of weapons. So maybe next live stream, we'll do weapon testing on the mender and see what's currently working best. As far as drones go, I'm still thinking the Hawkeye for the healing is probably going to be the best bet. Not the Hawkeye. Yeah, the Hawkeye, the helicopter drone, should be the best. So I just got to find weapons that work well on it. But yeah, we will do a mender on the next gameplay live stream. Lucas, what's up, buddy? Or maybe, I don't know, I still need to record some footage for tomorrow's video. Maybe I'll do a mender video tomorrow. I haven't done one for a while. You know what, I got a cool idea. We can run like 2 games with a mender. Maybe run one with like brawler weapons and run one with more like long range weapons. We can test it out as a brawler and a support and see how it does. That might be a fun video. Bro B says, no. No what, my man? You don't like menders? I guess Bro B doesn't like menders. Arnov says, Danny, you're a mentor, right? Yes. Yes, I am, actually. Jamil says, Pulsar and Magnetar used to be great free-to-play weapons. Actually, I still really like Pulsar and Magnetars, to tell you the truth. They used to be some of my favorite mender weapons, actually, so that's probably a set of weapons I'm actually going to try out on the mender, is the Pulsars and Magnetars. I've actually got 3 different setups in mind. One is that. One is going to be like a longer range set of weapons, and the other one's going to be some really close range weapons. So I'm going to try out all 3, find out what works best, and we'll do it to it. Brandon says Pixo never gave us the clan leaderboards. It's not there. So one thing I've noticed is certain things take longer to go live than others. My guess is if we haven't got it yet, there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be a problem, or there's a pretty good chance they're having a problem with it, or it's not quite ready yet, or maybe they're just lazy and haven't gotten around to turning it on. But yeah, I'm not really sure when that's actually going to be live. Lucas says, when are the Condor giveaway winners announced? Alright, so if you haven't noticed, every Sunday I post a new giveaway video, or at least almost every Sunday. And on every Sunday we announce last week's winners. So Sunday we'll be announcing the winners. As of right now, no winners have been picked, so I always wait till the last day to turn in, there's a certain date where we have to turn in the winners. I have an alarm set on my phone that goes off. I wait till the last day to turn those in. That way everybody gets a chance to get their entries in. Henry says, Aramis and Parthos works well with the Hawkeye. Yes, they do. That used to be the last, okay, so the last Mender build I did was with those, and it was great. But those do have a really long reload time now, which sucks, but I think they would still be pretty good. But I'm going to try something different because the last video I made for Mender was with the Athos and Parthos weapons. Now, my guess is that probably still works if you don't mind the long reload. Alright, so Delta wants to know, are the Piercer weapons can deal to the test? Piercer weapons, I have not found any weapons that actually seem to damage the Teth more than others. I've tried so many different things, and some people say try the blast effects, try the crumble weapons, try the this weapon, try the that weapon, and no matter what I put on there, I don't find anything actually does any more damage to the Teth. The thing is, you got to break its physical shield, and you got to take its defense system down. At that point, it starts taking damage, but before that happens, nothing seems to damage it. It's really a pain in the butt to do that, unfortunately. Bro B says, can you check out my hanger? How about you just type in what you got really quick, and I'll tell you what I think of it really quick. Let's see. Fam says, should I use Ravena with Havocs for free to play? You know, I don't like the Havoc weapons anymore, but I will still play them on Ravena. I think they really work well on Ravena. The reload time is too long for most robots, but if you time the abilities around the reload on those weapons, Ravena with Havocs can still be a very deadly build. So it's pretty good. Just remember the reload time is redonkulous. So you need to make sure you can get to cover and or use the Ravena's ability to let those weapons reload. So I think it's like 15 seconds now. So I don't think they're ideal weapons due to the super long reload and the way the mechanics work, but they are definitely playable on there if you've already got them. Is the Ophion still playable? So Christos, I actually tried to make an Ophion video about a month ago, and it did so poorly I never posted the video. Every time I went up in the air, somebody would just hit a shield breaker and kill it. So last time I played it about a month ago, it was doing really bad for me. I do plan on trying to make a video for that again sometime soon. Maybe there's less shield breaker. Ophion's good when there's not people running shield breaker everywhere. When the people are running shield breaker, it's crap. So it just depends on what's currently popular on the battlefield for those shield robots, because those robots that require the shield to survive, if everybody's running shield breaker, they're just going to go down quick. All right, 50 kills is how you, yeah, as soon as something new comes out, they instantly add it to the press accounts. So there's a person that has to send it to us basically. So as soon as the new updates, one of the Pixonic employees sends all the new stuff to the press account so we can show you guys the videos and whatnot. Alright, no, I want a robot datapad gold from robot silver pad from a gift marathon, and I don't want to risk and open it and get a drone. Alright, here's the thing. You're gonna have to pull the lever on that slot machine one of these days, so you can open it now, you can open it tomorrow, you can wait till the new update comes and it auto opens for you, but honestly, it's gonna have to be opened sometime. Now, I do have a theory, guys. I do have a theory, and this theory may be crazy. Some people agree with it, some people don't. But I think if you save all of your data pads and wait till the new update hits, the game will auto-open all of the data pads for you. And for some reason, I feel like you get better prizes if you do that compared to opening them yourself. Now, I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but that's the impression that I've gotten for years now. I've tried it a few times, and it seems like I get way better stuff if I wait till the new update and just let it auto-open all the data pads. Ah, Twister says, remember me? Yeah, I remember you, my man. How you doing today? I don't remember having a Frederick Mothership giveaway, but I remember you. What's up, buddy? I have a bad memory, so I remember people more than giveaways and whatnot. Alpha, how's it going, buddy? Alright, can I try new weapons on Mender? The Paw, Boom, and Bash. I could, but One thing I've noticed is the majority of my viewers don't really like to see the new weapons as much. Anytime I make a video about a new robot or new weapons, those seem to get way less views, which tells me my general audience isn't into the new stuff as much. So I think most people would probably like to see the Mender build. Now, I did record some game footage of one robot with the new weapons. Hopefully I still have that footage, but I think they may have buffed the new weapons or they fixed them, because the other day I did a live stream where I played those weapons on a bunch of robots and they sucked. Now they're doing really good, so I think they may have been not working properly at first and now they're fixed or something, but those may or may not do well on a Mender, but I don't think my audience would really like to see that, unfortunately. I think they would rather see weapons that they can probably get a little bit easier than the brand new things that will cost, you know, hundreds of dollars worth of data pads. So one of the reasons you see me make a lot of builds with older robots and weapons is I know that's a lot easier for people to get than all the new stuff. Alright, Daniel Sykes would like some videos seeing different specialization tiers on robots. Thing is, for the most part, I mean, how do I say this? There's usually one good choice for each robot, and it's usually specializations tier 3. Now, I will say this, like, there are some robots that are just too darn squishy. For example, if I want to play a Phantom, if I choose its specializations tree, it did not do very well with it. It was too squishy. But if I choose the durability tree instead, it's actually playable. So the squishier robots, I think, are the only ones that may, what's the word? Benefit. They're the only ones that may benefit, I couldn't think of the word, from something like the, oh my god, the other thing, the defense tree. The attack tree, honestly, I don't think any robot's going to benefit. Oh my god, I suck at this today. I don't think anybody, oh my god. I'll shut up. I'll just stop talking. I'm just going to sit here in silence for the rest of the live stream. Okay. I don't think any robot's really going to benefit from the attack tree. The attack tree is kind of junk, right? So really squishy robots benefit from the defense tree, but everything else, you should almost always choose the third tree, which is made for the robot. I don't know if that makes sense, but I also don't think those videos would get very many views. What's up, Midnight? Picardos, what's going on, man? Now, maybe making a video explaining that might not be a bad idea. Rags, how you doing today? Why can't I speak all of a sudden? What just happened to me? Did one of you guys put a voodoo curse on me? Because everything I pronounce is coming out wrong over the last 3 minutes. Guys, which one of you messed me up? Dragon says, I was there when Raging was the latest. I was there too. He was fun to play back in the day. Now he sucks. Now he sucks, unfortunately. You know what? What am I doing? I'm supposed to be on the... You guys are watching my boring screen here. I'm supposed to have this up for you guys to look at. Holy crap. I am failing at this live stream. This live stream is a disaster, guys. I'm sorry I didn't realize you were looking at the screen I have. I haven't been doing anything. I've ruined the entire live stream. I'm sorry, everybody. EM or FDM. I'm saying that wrong. Hey, what's up, buddy? He says you can Yo, please try the Keysphos Dagon with advanced repair or shield breaker. It's actually goated. I don't know why, but every time I play a Dagon, it gets its butt destroyed. I can't seem to do well with that robot lately. Now, I used to be able to do fine with it, but... Rigorock says, Danny's memory is about like his little toe, short and stubby. Have you ever seen my little toe, sir? Have you ever seen my little toe? It's 3 feet long. What do you mean short and stubby? Alright, Crazy 7, hello, hello. I have a 3-foot little toe. Actually, I used to. They cut it off, but I kept it. I swear I'm not lying. Nitro Duck, what's up, my man? I usually wear it as a necklace. Alright, I know I'm being weird. That's my attempt at bad humor. Alright. Velcor says, stay around 500 and Dagon cooks. Yeah, you know, I think I try to play it more as a mid-range or a brawl, like a close-ish range brawler. I mean, that's how I used to play it. But you're right, I think if you get the right weapons on there. Hey, Lottie Rose, how you doing today? Jamil likes Dagon with the Scald. I don't like the Dagon or the Scald weapons personally, but let's go. Hello, hello, Robu. Hello, what's going on? Can I hook you up with a Hellburner? Unfortunately, there's no way for me to give you stuff like that. Anytime you see a YouTuber doing a giveaway, that's because the maker of the game arranged for that giveaway. So there's no possible way I can give anybody a Hellburner. But, you know, if you enter the latest giveaway, you have a small chance of winning something, so... Midnight has a problem with his stomach. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, my man. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks, buddy. You got a feet tail. Dr. Floyd says, hello, Lottie. Max Power says, what makes you think that the stream is boring? Well, I mean, you know, it may be interesting to listen to me talk for some of you, but I would assume staring at a blank screen that wasn't really doing anything would be kind of boring to look at. I think that makes the stream less exciting when I forget to put the little gameplay footage up there. There goes my nose. I'm telling you, every time I live stream, my nose itches like crazy. I don't know why. I don't know why that happens, but I get super nose itch all the time. Madeline says, mutant. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, True Power. I used to love the Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. Minnow says, make a Hellburner in the workshop. It's free. That's true. Personally, I don't think the Hellburner is a very good robot, honestly. I think there are way better robots to build in the workshop other than the Hellburner, but Hellburner is cool, it's fun, but it's not great in my opinion. Epic Gamer. Can a Kaji destroy Prime Ocho in a one-on-one? Well, I guess that depends on how good the Kaji player is. I think if the Kaji player is really good, then yes. Yes, they could. But the Kaji player would have to be really good at using cover, hiding, making sure to stay back, and not getting close enough to the Ocho that it can see it when it goes invisible. So I think it would actually be hard for the Kaji to outplay the Ocho if the Ocho player was good and could tell where he was. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables there. There's a lot of variables there, but Ocho is definitely something that can tear up a Kaji because You know, Ocho's ability is pretty brutal. It can cover ground quickly. Dean the Machine, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, it just really depends on how good each player is. But I think the Kaji is really easy to kill. Thing is, you have to be able to figure out where it's at, though. If you're one of those people that know how to be an escape artist, if you're like one of those elusive escape artist players, some people are really good at that, then the Kaji would probably win. If not, then the Ocho would probably win. Alright, so Dave wants to know, does a robot benefit from the permanent effects of each specialization tree, no matter which ones you're using? Yes, but not a lot. Not a lot. So the thing is, all right, let me pull up my screen here really quick so you can actually see my game screen. All right, so if you look at the specializations here, let me go and upgrade this one. I need to do this anyway, so I'll show you something. This doesn't do as much as you probably think it would, but let's upgrade this here. Now, this is the Battle Wreck account, the one Pixonic owns, so it is loaded with resources. All right, so let's go ahead and lock one of these trees. So right now I've got permanent effect is 2% additional damage, which is not much. So when I unlock this tree right here, let's go ahead and do that. You're going to notice that gives me like an additional 1% additional damage, which is the permanent effect. And that's not much, right? It's giving me a very small amount of next to nothing as the permanent effect from this tree. All right, so that didn't do much. But if I go in here and I choose another tree, that's going to give me another 2% durability, right? So you're going to get a very, 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 very small amount of durability or damage or something as you unlock these trees, right? I mean, it'll show you what you get here when they're all unlocked. So you can get up to 10% extra durability and 10% damage if you unlock all the trees. Right now we're at 4%, so it's not huge. It's not huge, but it's something, right? So if I unlock all the 3 trees, then I get 10% durability and 10% damage that stays there at all times. So it does something for you, but I mean 10% isn't a huge amount, but the truth is, I mean, if you get 10% on that, 10% on this, a little bit here, a little bit there, I mean, that all adds up to a nice amount, but 10% by itself is very little if you think about it. So yeah, it does benefit if you unlock all those trees, but not by a lot. Not by a whole lot. Normally, one thing I've noticed is a lot of players aren't able to unlock all of these things. So normally, even on the Battle Wreck account, even though I have the resources, most of the time I will just unlock one of the trees and leave the other 2, because I think your average player probably doesn't unlock all 3 trees. So I pretty much never play robots with all 3 trees unlocked, just for the fact that I think most other people don't either. So I mean, it is a Battle Wreck account. I probably should just unlock all of the trees on the robots, but normally I don't for that reason. Maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, you do get a very small benefit if you unlock them all, but it's not much. Rags, here's the deal. In order for them to enter giveaways, you would have to have separate Gmail accounts. So each Gmail account can only enter one player ID. Now, if you have a Gmail account for each one of those kids and they've got their own player ID, you could go in there and enter each person's player ID from the different Gmails. So let's just say Grandkid A has a Gmail account, or you could make one for them and they've got their own player ID, then you could do that. But the way those Google Forms are set up, you can only enter one time from one account, if that makes sense. The only way you can actually intentionally spam your ID or enter your ID more than once on those forums is if somebody makes multiple Gmail accounts. And that means if somebody enters their ID more than once, they intentionally made multiple accounts. That's why people get blacklisted, because they're intentionally going out of their way to do something they're not supposed to. But if somebody enters like twice, we probably won't blacklist them. They might get disqualified. If somebody enters like 5 times or 10 times, they did that there's no way that was a mistake, and then that's when somebody gets blacklisted. Truth is, hardly anybody's on the blacklist. There's only a very small amount of players on the blacklist, so most people aren't complete douchebags and don't enter 90 times, Okay, BJ, what's going on, buddy? He says, hey, Danny, is it worth it to upgrade the Niani, Lanani, or Atomizer and Nucleon setup? What's your opinion? Well, so the Lanani style of weapons are pretty good right now. Is Pixonic going to nerf those weapons again? Maybe. I don't think those are 100% safe from being rebalanced. Now, the Atomizers, Nucleons, and Quarkers, I think those are a lot less likely to get downgraded again. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they're going to get downgraded again anytime soon. That is just speculation. Nothing's ever 100% safe, but I think the Atomizer, Nucleon, and Quarkers are really good weapons. Which one's going to be better is going to be personal preference, but I would be very happy playing either set of those weapons, to tell you the truth. I could play the Lananis all day, I could play the Atomizers all day, and still be very happy, so I don't think it really matters which one you upgrade, but I would be more comfortable upgrading the Atomizers, Quarkers, and Nucleons because I do think they're less likely to get rebalanced. Epic Gamer says, speaking of the Kaji, what weapons do you recommend for Kaji? And would Jotuns and Moranas be... Yes, I think the Kaji really benefits with weapons that go up in the air and shoot over top of things, because you don't really want to be out in the open shooting at stuff with that robot. So like the Disciplines, the Jotuns, weapons like that are going to be your best bet on the Kaji, in my opinion. Every time I've tried to run anything else on it that was more of like a straight on weapon where you just straight shoot on with people, and I'm out of the ability and not behind cover, I usually get stomped on that robot. So it's really a hit and run surprise attack peekaboo robot. So I think weapons like that are your best bet, Epic Gamer. 50 Kel, what have you been doing wrong, my man? He said he's been doing something wrong for years. Where are we at? Where am I at? I've lost where I'm at. I'm sorry. I know I miss people's comments and whatnot. I try to get as many of them as possible. Alright, Daniel Sykes says I'm free to play and I've got one ultimate Hussar. Nice, nice. Those are very strong weapons. Minute T, how are you today? He says, but it's very hard. I'm not really sure what is hard, my friend. Rags, gotcha. Now you could make each one of those kids a Gmail account. But if they're using your War Robots account, then unfortunately no, you can only enter your player ID once. Separin CB, how are you today? Henry said it's not maybe, it'll be 100% chance to be nerfed. Which one? The Lananis? You think they're going to get nerfed again? I'm not sure. They're feeling pretty balanced right now. I'm not 100% sure they're going to nerf those because they are feeling pretty balanced, but The way Pixonic works things, I would say there's about a 60 to 70% chance they might get nerfed again. We might be lucky and they could leave those alone, but we don't really know for sure. I wouldn't say 100%, but I think there's a high chance that they could. Kron says the Atomizer family might even get one more buff according to Adrian. I'm not sure where Adrian got that from, but if they did, that would be quite nice. I don't think they need it, honestly, but if they did, that would be great. I hope he's right about that, because that would be sweet. What's up, old pothead? How you doing today, my man? I'm doing pretty good. About yourself? Alright, is the Hussar and Dragon good for the Nuo? Nakul, yes. Yes, it is. Those are very strong weapons right now. And that weapon that robot can make pretty much even crappy weapons do huge amount of damage. So if you're good with that robot, those weapons would be really good on there. Really good. Kron, though, I hope Adrian's right about that. That would be sweet. I eats the butts. Oh my gosh. Hello? Alright, I don't know if that name is appropriate, but I eats the butt is here. Oh man. I was trying to figure out what that said for a second. I guess I didn't realize until after I said it, but I eats the butt has arrived. My goodness. What a name. What a name. Oh boy. 50 Cal says, where is the giveaway form? So anytime there's a giveaway video, you just drop down the video description and I throw it somewhere in there. So, if you want to enter a specific giveaway, find the giveaway for that video, and that video should have the form in the description. I think every video probably post the form for the weekly giveaway. That way I don't forget to put it in there, but on the bigger giveaways, each video has its own form attached. What's up, Brotherhood? How you doing today? Nicole says, healing allies should charge motherships too. I don't know if that charges a mothership or not, actually. I've never really thought about that or paid much attention, but I know healing counts as damage during the battle, but it doesn't on your actual main stats. Like if you go to your account and you look at your max damage ever dealt, that doesn't accumulate the healing, but when the battle ends, the healing shows up as damage on the end screen of each battle. So I personally wish they would separate those. It'd be nice if they would show you healing and damage separate. If they did that though, then we would all be like, man, our damage sucked. I only got 1 million damage, but I healed 4 million damage. You know what I mean? Alright, BJ says, hey Danny, even though the Samjak is nerfed again, with shunt weapons, Samjak becomes way deadly. I'm going to tell you what, Samjak is very deadly if you know how to play it. If you know when to get back to cover and you can wait out the ability, yeah, that thing's a beast. Samjak is still a beast. Alright, Jamil says, Heller, Greller, and Nuo is pretty killer. I haven't tried that recently, but I did try like the Hellers and Grellers recently, and I didn't like them. I can't remember what I put them on, but I just couldn't go for it. They didn't work for me last time I tried them out. I'll have to try them again, but Bennett T says, I've got Strix Mark III Teth, but I can't choose the perfect setup. Thing is, I'm not really sure there's such thing as a perfect setup, but as far as us YouTubers go, we can show you what we found works for us, which hopefully works for most other people who try it. But I'm not really sure there's a 100% perfect combination of stuff, right? Now, I've tried other people's builds and loved them. I've tried other people's builds and didn't like them before. So there's always a possibility that, you know, for me, like when I was trying to play the Hawk, even though the Hawk was the best robot in the game at one time, I couldn't play the Hawk. Like well, it's not that I couldn't play it. I did not like playing the Hawk. So for me, it was a really bad, crappy choice and not very good whatsoever. Even though it was the best robot in the game, I absolutely hated it. I forget where I was going with this, but there was no build that worked for me on the Hawk, just because I had no fun playing that, so I hated all of the builds. But sometimes you can find like a certain build that just works on something, you know, but sometimes you got to play around with it. Like if you've got a robot and you've got a bunch of different sets of weapons, you should try as many of those sets of weapons as you have upgraded on them to find out which ones work best for you. I mean, when it comes to like pilot skills and specializations, I feel like there's a pretty standard setup for each robot that works. But when it comes to weapons, that's really where you're like, okay, I like this set of weapons better than this one on this robot, or this set of weapons worked great for me on this robot, but I didn't like this one. I think the weapons are more personal preference than anything on the robots, but some robots seem to like certain weapons better than others, if that makes sense. Epic Gamer says, let's bring back the old question. Which robot would you pick if it was real and completely legal to own? Alright, so if I could have any robot in the game in real life, it would definitely have to be a robot that flies and can stay in the air as long as possible. Because you could get places really fast in that robot. That robot could get you from point A to point B quickly if you had a flying robot. Maybe a hover. Hover takes a little bit of work to keep it in the air, but you can keep the hover in the air as long as you want. And I really enjoy the way that thing flies. It can cover ground quickly. It's a cool... I would probably pick a hover. Mainly, it would be a great transportation device. And then if, you know, somebody honked their horn at me, I would just zap it with my laser beams. Say, goodbye, Mr. Red Dude. JD607 said, is he playing? No, on question and answer streams, I don't actually play. It's just old game footage. I can't focus on reading everybody's comments and playing at the same time. Oh boy, Delta says, counter the Samjock with the Shock Train Ravager. Well, yeah, now the old school Shock Trains are horrible weapons in my opinion. The old school, the ultimate Shock Trains are redonkulous. Alright, Venet T says, which box is right? 10 keys, 100 keys, or 1000 keys? Well, if you look through the crates, you can see what's in there, so it really depends on what you want. If you're just looking to get little quick resources, open the small box, right? But if you're in need of weapons or robots or pilots or this or that, it depends on what you want as to which box you're going to open it. So there's no wrong choice in opening the boxes as long as you know what it is you want out of those crates, right? So they all have their advantages and disadvantages. I mean, if there's nothing you truly need, that's when you would start opening the small ones just to grab quick resources out of it. But if you're looking for robots or weapons or this or that, you want to look through the 100 and the 1000 crate and see what's in there and find out what looks most important to you. And then maybe if you're lucky, you'll open some of those and get that item. But there's really no wrong crate to open. You just got to look and find out what is in that crate. You know, which crate has the things I want the most or need the most. That's how you decide what crates to open. Alright, Smythe is not able to beat 4.2 Extermination. Here's the problem with Extermination, right? You need 2 hangars and you need both hangars set up properly. Most of the guys I know that play Extermination and do really well with it completely change their entire hangar. And then when robots and weapons and stuff get nerfed, they usually spend hours changing things back around to figure out which robot and weapon setups do the best in Extermination. I get extremely frustrated with Extermination. I think it's a little bit too hard, but you pretty much need highly upgraded, really good stuff to get through Extermination. It's really... My guess is if you're a free-to-play player or even a cheap-to-play player, you're probably not going to be able to do very well in Extermination. I could be wrong. Maybe there's some free-to-play setups that do fine, but maybe I just suck at it. I'm not really sure, but I've never been able to do well without finding like perfect setups. Like somebody in our clan used to spend so much time playing that. And they would give us little guides. Hey, everybody run this, and this for Extermination. And his setups would usually breeze right through it. So I think it's all about finding the right setup. But me personally, I don't have 6 to 10 hours to sit there and play around trying to find setups that work on that game mode. So I hate that game mode. What's up, Airless Wolf? How are you doing today? Is the Devourer still a worthwhile Titan? Some people are gonna say yes, but me personally, no, I don't think it's very good. Adrian still seems to like it, right? I've seen Adrian play it, and to me it seems like he dies in it way faster than he should, but he still seems to like it. He still seems to think it's doing pretty good, but every time I play that thing, I'm like, nope. I never liked it when it was brand new. I thought it died too easy back then. It was never really durable for me. So that's been one Titan that I've never liked from day one. So maybe I'm the wrong person to ask, but in my opinion, that's a terrible Titan. Maybe I didn't time the abilities correctly. I don't know, but I've never had any luck with that at all. So in my opinion, it's not worth playing. You might want to ask a couple of other YouTubers if you get a chance, just to get their take on it as well, because my take on that's never been good. Alright, Dip, what's up, buddy? He said, I've been using the Hug and the Moon on the Bjorn, and they don't seem to deal much damage. I think they do lots of damage. Did you upgrade them, Dip? Because I think they're high damage weapons. Now, Void and Chasm, though, I would say Void and Chasm are probably some of the best weapons in the game right now. So, yeah, I mean, if you can put some of those on the Bjorn, I'm pretty sure you would like them. I'm not really sure why you're not liking the Huggin and the Moonin. I think they're really good. But if they're not the right weapons for you, hopefully you will like the Void and Chasm better. But the Void and Chasm, I mean, they're really good right now. You do got to remember, probably around January or February, we're probably, this is just speculation because this is how they've been doing it. I'm just going by the existing pattern that I've noticed. Probably around January or February, there's going to be another big rebalance. And my guess is most of the new stuff is going to be rebalanced. So 9. We probably got about 4 to 5 months until the next big, huge rebalance hits. I'm guessing. That's my speculation. Now, anything can change at any time, so They may decide not to do it around that time, but that's when I'm expecting it. That's just personal. That's just going by an educated guess. Nicole says it would be nice if we could see a better review, like the most used robot. All right, what do you mean? Where would you like to see this? On YouTube channels? Like in some sort of game stats? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but... Damage dealt with a specific robot. So you could give 50 people the same robot with the same setup and everybody would be dealing different damage. So there's a lot of variables on something like the most damage dealt with a specific robot. Now the most used robot, that's usually the brand new thing, right? Whatever just comes out is almost always overpowered. And within a few weeks to a couple of months of that being released, they're everywhere. So right now, the most used robot is probably going to be the Teth. Teth is probably the most used robot right now. I'm expecting Kaji will probably take it over, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, Teth is definitely the most used robot in Champion League, at least. Now in the lower leagues, there's going to be a lot of variables on there as what's most used as well. So Elzar, he says, if a person is getting the first Titan, would you recommend the Luchador? Yes. There are a lot of players who have been playing the game for years that still love the Luchador, right? It's one of the free-to-play favorites. As long as Pixonic does not decide to nerf it, the Luchador is a very good Titan. It's a very good Titan. It's almost as good as something like the Mauler or the Bjorn, right? The Mauler and the Bjorn are some of the best Titans in the game right now, in my opinion. I think the Luchador is like that close to being just as good. So it's really close. It's super good. But I think the Luchador is your best bet if you're a free-to-play player because you can get it with game resources. Now, not last time, but not too long ago, last year sometime, I think towards the end of the year, they put the Luchador on the rebalance list, and they were planning on downgrading it. Now, the feedback and the testing they did showed that they thought it didn't actually need downgraded after they did the testing and stuff. So, nothing's safe from being rebalanced, but until they decide to rebalance the Luchador, it's probably your best bet, yes. Problem is, it could be on the rebalance list on the next big rebalance. Then again, it might stay amazing for several more years. We don't really know. What's up, Mania? That's the one thing I hate about the game is nothing's ever 100% safe. You never know what they're going to rebalance. You never know what they're going to nerf or buff or whatever. Pawhead, this was probably like 6 years ago. I bet this is probably 6-year-old game footage, my man. What do I think about the Erebus? Okay, so Erebus is a really cool robot, but I find that it doesn't perform well right now. Now, a year or two ago, the Erebus was doing great. Right now, everybody seems to just kill it right through the shield. So I don't find Erebus to be wonderful. Now, you can put like 3 Prismas on it and try and play it from long range, and it does pretty good. But I'm a little disappointed because every time I try to play it, it just goes down really quick. Drones for the Kaji. Honestly, I haven't tried any drones on it other than the one it came with. Crap. I could really only take a guess on that. Now one thing you might want to think about is a whiteout. Have you tried a whiteout? That way if somebody gets close to you, you can EMP them so they can't use the ability and kill you if they can see you. I think whiteout would be good. I think shy would be good. I think whiteout and shy would be the first two things I would try on there. But no, I haven't played any other drones on him yet, so I'm not sure, but those are the first two I think of, is whiteout or shy drone. Honestly, I think that I don't like playing that robot. I've kind of put it away already. It's too much, it's too powerful, it's too unfair. So I've put it away. I don't want to play that robot unless it's my emergency robot, right? I'm going to bring that thing out for emergencies only because I feel it's a very unfair robot right now. And it's not fun to play either. Delta says coffee time. Coffee's good for sure. Brandon Eller says, put these Sonic Titan weapons on the Bjorn Titan. It's a beast. They work on there. They do work on there. Alright, where am I on the chat? It just scrolled way down, so I probably missed some comments. Madeline says, Madeline thinks the Raptor is still the most used robot. There's definitely a lot of Raptors out there. It's I don't know if it's the most used robot or not, but it's definitely got to be up there with one of the most used robots. Raptor is still a really good robot. Ah, Raptor, okay. Raptor is either making a joke or telling us some really interesting stuff. He says, did you know that koi fish swim in groups of 4? That way when a predator attacks, koi A and B and C scatter, leaving just the decoy. That could be a real thing. The decoy, I'm guessing that's a joke though. It could be both. Epic Gamer, yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I kind of quit advertising my Discord because I have a hard time finding time to go to like so many different online rooms. Like I gotta go to the Pixonic Discord. I've got my Discord. I got the chat rooms for my War Robots clan, my CSR2 crew. I've actually got 3 different chat rooms. I got to go to my CSR. I've got so many freaking chat rooms I got to visit every day. Plus, I usually have like at least sometimes 200, 300, 400 comments on YouTube I try to go through every day to answer. It's just, it's so hard to find time for all of it. But I really focus on trying to answer the questions on the YouTube channel. But my God, it's just so it's overwhelming for me. It's overwhelming to have all these different places, all these 9,400 different chat rooms I have to visit every day. So I kind of feel like I shouldn't really advertise the Discord too much if I'm not gonna be over there chatting with people all the time. So I kind of stopped advertising it because I just don't really have the time for it, unfortunately. Now a couple of my friends built that. I was kind of like, oh my God, like I wasn't really happy that they built it because I was like, I don't have time to do a Discord. And they're like, don't worry, we'll run it. But eventually they all left and bailed, and I don't know. I never wanted to have a Discord, honestly. I just knew I never really had fully time for it. Luckily, I got some moderators over there who help out, but I wish I had more time. We need more time in the day. There's just not enough time in the day to do everything. But I mean, I make, between live streams and videos, I make over 80 per month between my 3 YouTube channels. Plus, I mean, usually get 200, 300, 400 comments every day to go through, and it's just so hard to keep up with it all. BJ says, Danny, is Scotty versus Scourge your opinion? Scotty's way better than the Scourge, mainly because the Scourge has that lock on. The problem with Scourge is you're always losing your lock on because, you know, somebody just goes a little bit out of range, or somebody moves a little too far to the left, or somebody goes into stealth, or somebody flies. There's so many things that make you lose your lock on with the Scourge. Now, the Ultimate Scourge is way better than like the Hell and Scotty's, but I personally don't think the Hell, Scotty, and Snares, the regular ones, I personally don't think they're great weapons right now, but they are very playable weapons. They're decent. They're okay weapons, but I don't know. Pothead says, stop going to bed at 9. Yeah, but I get up at 3 or 4 o'clock every morning, Pothead, just so I can get my morning videos posted by a certain time. I've actually got to get up super early. Dude, I get done with I get up at 3 or 4 every morning, sit down and start working on my stuff. By the time I'm done with everything, it's like 6 or 7 p.m. most days. And then I spend an hour or two playing War Robots just to grind for resources and whatnot. Then I'm off to bed, so I have no time to myself. And the little bit of time I do have, I spend grinding on War Robots to keep the resources coming in on my personal account. So that's why I go to bed at 9 o'clock. If I didn't, I would only be sleeping like 2 or 3 hours a day. I already only sleep 5 or 6 hours a day. What's up, Insidious? That's probably why I'm freaking tired all the time. Now that I think about it, all I get is 5 or 6 hours a day. That's why I'm always tired. Dang. I should go to bed earlier, Piehead. Now I'm thinking maybe I should just stop playing War Robots and go to bed at like 6. See what you've done. And see just, yeah, how you been doing, bud? I hope everything has been going well. Ah, Brotherhood just got a Ravager. Sweet. I mean, they're cool robots. I think if you get the right weapons on them. They're not as good as they used to be, but if you get the right setup and right weapons, you can still have a lot of fun with that robot. I still like it with like 5 Scotties or Hells or whatever they are. I think that's a cool setup. I like it with the Pulsars. I think it did really good with 5 Pulsars. Do I know how to manage a Discord server and make Discord not a Discord limited giveaway? I'm not sure if we're even allowed to give out stuff on Discord. I don't know how that works, but no, I'm not good with Discord whatsoever. I hate Discord, actually. I hate working on it. I hate doing anything on it. Usually if I need to do something on the Discord, I ask somebody else to do it because I find it to be very frustrating. Insidious says, working and doing life stuff. I hear you, my friend. I've been doing alright, thank you. Can't complain too much, I suppose. Alright, Vineet says, Danny, I'm trying to make a setup of Mark III Teth in one arm. Alright, so you got... Alright, you basically got 3 arm weapons and a Strix arrow. I mean, that would work, right? That would work. Epic Gamer, the reason I don't... Alright, the reason you guys don't see my personal account anymore is because of specializations. The majority of my robots on my personal account don't have specializations on them, so I can't just grab something and play it and expect it to do as well now because specializations. But that's why I always play the Battle Wreck account. I used to always play my account and then specializations hit, and I figured out it would probably cost well over like $1,000 to put specializations on every robot I have, and I'm like, well, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, so I just play the Battle Wreck account for videos now because of that. But Vinny, yeah, I think your setup will be just fine. 3 arms and one of those arrow weapons sounds pretty good, honestly. As long, I mean, I'm not really sure how the reload of those weapons tie in together, but as long as you can deal with the way the 2 weapons reload differently and work with that, that should be fine, actually. Vulture, what's up, buddy? How you doing today? Awesome to see ya. Oh man, it's 1:49 already, so this stream is almost coming to an end. So you know what I think we might do? Maybe we'll give away a couple of Kaji robots really quick. Why not? Why not? Alright, where are we at? Let me find Nightbot. I'm having a brain fart. My brain is drawing a blank here, what I was trying to do. Alright, we're going to start up a little giveaway here. So if you would like to enter the giveaway, all you got to do is one thing and one thing only. All you got to do is say something in the live stream chat. Now, I know a million people are going to type in the word something, but anybody who talks in the live stream chat will get a chance to win something. Man, I can't believe it's almost 2 o'clock already. But yeah, after this, I gotta take care of a couple things, then record footage for tomorrow's video. So we are running out of time on the live stream, everybody, unfortunately. But we're about to give away a Kaji robot. Kaji. I'm not really sure how you say it. Again, all you gotta do is say something in the YouTube chat, and that will get you entered. Right now, we got 25 people who are entered, so 25 people have spoken in the chat. "25 people have spoken." All right. So in just a minute, I'm going to hit the choose a winner button, and we're going to choose somebody. And if you're lucky enough for Nightbot to grab you, I need your 6-digit in-game player ID. Then I need to know if you're on like iOS, Amazon, and all that stuff. Then I'll throw you on the winners list and send you one of those Kaji thingy-dingies. All right. So I think we'll give out 2 robots, right? Usually I give out 2 items per stream. I mean, streams I don't really think are the most, I think it's more fair to give out most of the prizes on the actual video, because no matter what time zone you are or work schedule you have or anything else, not everybody can make it to the live stream, which is why I only give out a few on the live streams here and there. All right. I notice some YouTubers give out stuff, a lot more of their stuff on live streams, but personally, I think it's, I think it's more fair for everybody, which is, that's one of the things I was told is everybody needs to be eligible to win, and the vast majority can find my video. I don't think that came out right, but you guys know what I mean. All right. I kind of feel like it's just a small bonus for my regulars to give out a thing here or there during the giveaway, I do like to give a couple things, at least, this way I can make sure that, most of my people who come to my streams are regulars, where a lot of the people are, so I like to make sure a couple of things go to the regulars, or as, you guys know what I mean. All right, we're going to count down from 10 and pick somebody. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Nightbot, pick somebody good. Please pick somebody who actually needs it, who couldn't get one otherwise. All right. Alpha. Alpha is the winner. Alpha, give me your information and I will put you on the winners list. Congrats, my man. Let me get the winners list ready because I don't have it open currently. War Robots winners list. Now I need to find the Kajis. There we go. And there we go. There's your ID and platform. So we gotcha. Let me put that on the list really quick. Where the heck is the paste button? There we go. All right, you are on the list. The list. I'm having a bad speaking day today. All right, guys and girls, we're going to count down from 10, then we're going to reroll another winner. And Alpha, you are welcome. Now, remember, you can only win one of these things, so you're not able to win more than one. So if you do happen to get picked and you've already won one, I can't send you a second, just so you guys know. It's not possible. Even if I were to try, it would say, sorry, player already received one of these. So that's the way they got it set up. All right. We are going to pick the next winner, guys and gals. This will be the last one for the stream. This will be the last winner. Raptor is talking about the dad jokes, man. You can always post some dad jokes if you want. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Bam! K-Fed. Epic has a question. Can a giveaway winner win a second prize and give it to someone else he picks? I don't know. I would have to clear something like that with Pixonic first, I guess. I'm guessing no. Because that's not really randomly picked. Like, bottom line is they told me all winners must be randomly picked. So that wouldn't necessarily be a randomly picked winner. I don't know. I can maybe ask about that one and see what they say, but I don't know. I don't know if they would go for that or not. I'll see if I can find out some information on that one. All right, so we got you on the winners list. Congrats to today's lucky winners. All right, K-Fed, you have been disqualified, sir. Look at that. He's now been disqualified. Alpha has been disqualified. You guys are disqualified. All right. But yeah, as soon as you win, it kind of like takes you off the list, so you can't win again. But that only works for this particular stream. I wish there was a way that it would remember. I wish there was a way to like set it so it would never pick the same person more than once. But unfortunately, it can only do that for this particular time, if you know what I mean. It's not that smart. Maybe one day it will become that smart. But right now, it's not smart enough to do that. Henry says, give them a Cossack. All right. Benit says, how can I participate? What, in the giveaway? All you had to do was say something in the YouTube chat and you would have been entered already. So Delta, once this giveaway is over for the robots, I'll probably start the second part of the giveaway, which is a weapon of some sort, but I don't know which one. It's one of the new weapons, though. Raptor, I don't think Nightbot judged your dad jokes, buddy. I don't think Nightbot even knows what a joke is, my man. Nightbot, I don't think Nightbot even knows. He's just there, watching, waiting, doing nothing 90% of the time. Benit says, so it is not possible to stay awake? What do you mean? Alright, Daniel Go says, can I ask Pixonic to add robots and weapons search filter? Oh, you know what? I've asked them. That's something I need to bring up again. I've been meaning to ask that again, but I've asked them a few times. I think that's something a lot of us really want. Maybe if enough people were to... You know, if you've got Discord, maybe go over to the Discord. There's a suggestion feature, right? Maybe if enough people suggest that, they'll work on it. But that would be so wonderful if you could just type in the name of a robot and a weapon and it would pop up. That would be so much nicer. So much nicer. Oh, Vanit says, watching at 12:09 p.m. You mean AM? I don't know. It's either noon for you or midnight. I'm not sure. But unfortunately, not everybody has the same, you know, work schedules and time zones and stuff. It'd be nice if we could all be on the same schedules, but life is like, nope. Everybody's going to live in different places and have different times and different everythings. Some people are going to have red eyes. Some people are going to have purple eyes. Some people are going to have yellow eyes. I don't know. I don't know why they did that to us. Then they're like, you know, we're going to make some people with green toenails and other people with pink toenails. And yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Henry says, so sleepy. No, I wish everybody could be on the same schedules and stuff, but Unfortunately, when it comes to everyday life, like everybody's got different things going on, and it would be nice to be able to cater to every single person, but it's not possible. I wish there was a good way to do that, but there's really not. I can only do things on my schedule. Daniel Sykes said, if there are green toenails, I hope it's paint. I mean, I don't know, man. There's got to be some sort of living creature out there that has green toenails, right? I'm sure that exists. Whether it's a bird or a lizard or a human, somebody out there has to have green toenails. Raptor says the next dad joke will be worthy of the holy gift. Oh man. Thing is, Nightbot doesn't choose you because he likes or dislikes your jokes. It's just random luck. Just random luck. Have I encountered any top YouTubers on the enemy team yet? I don't know. I mean, who do you consider top YouTubers, right? I'm sure I've ran into most. I don't think I've ever seen Manny because he plays on a different server and time zone, I think, but I've seen Adrian, I've seen Predator, I've seen Wolfblood, I've seen a lot of different YouTubers. I see a lot of names I recognize, but they're everywhere. But as far as how many subscribers different YouTubers have, I have no idea. A lot of those channels, I mean, I don't really pay attention to how much subscribers they have. But yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the bigger channels out there. I've seen bigger YouTubers, I've seen smaller YouTubers. But there's a lot of people, I recognize their names, but I have no idea if they have big or small channels because I don't have that kind of memory. Like I see junk mail sometimes, I see that guy named YouTube Experts. I assume that's a YouTuber. I don't know. A lot of those people I see, I just don't know. Do I consider myself a professional Warrobots player? Professional player, no. I mean, in my opinion, a professional player is somebody who competes in tournaments and wins big amounts of money, right? Like, I guess it really depends on your definition of professional player, but as far as I know, there are no professional Warrobots players in the world because Warrobots doesn't have like actual esports. I don't think there is such a thing as a professional. I mean, I guess it really just depends on how you look at things, so. Like, you know, there may be some great football players out there that are better than somebody in the NFL, but if you're not like an NFL player, you're not a professional football player. You see, that's the way I look at it. Or just like in the BMX and skateboard world, there are a lot of BMX riders and skateboarders that are at the same level as maybe a pro rider, but if you're not like sponsored by a BMX company or entering in like X Games competitions, I guess you're not a professional. You know what I mean? I don't know. Pot says you are a professional player as you get paid for games. I'm a professional YouTuber that plays Warrobots, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think about it too much. I try to be a professional YouTuber, right? YouTube is like my main job and main source of income and all that stuff, so like I said, it really just depends on how you look at it, you know what I mean? It all depends on how you look at it. Alright guys and girls, unfortunately I think that's it for the day. I gotta get a few things done and then start working on some gameplay for tomorrow's video. I think I see a couple people who are just tuning in. I'm sorry you guys are coming right in at the end. That sucks. But I do appreciate you stopping by and all that good stuff. Ah man, Bruno wants to know what I would if I could design my own robot. Well, I wanted a big giant samurai robot with a sword. Basically, the sword unit was my idea, except for it's not a samurai, it's Gundam. But that's what I was kept. I've asked them to design two things, and we have them both. Basically, one was a big ball that rolls around. So the Skyros or the Bjorn was something I asked for. And then I asked for a samurai with a sword, and you know, we got something very similar to both things I asked for, so yeah. Those were my ideas. I mean, whether they made those because of my ideas, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I had something to do with it, maybe I didn't, but those were the designs I wanted, and now we kind of got them. I still wish it was more of a samurai than a Gundam, but hey, I want it like a big metal chrome samurai with a sword. Either way, it's close enough that I'm happy. Both of those are very close to what I designed or asked for, you know. Alright everyone, thank you guys so much for coming out. You guys and gals are amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching my videos and hanging out with me on the streams and everything else. But unfortunately, I got about a million things I got to get done, and I got to get the game recorded for tomorrow's video. So I got to get to work, because if I don't get to that now, I'm going to be running behind, and that'll be a big old giant turd taco. So all right everyone, thank you so much for being here. You guys and gals are amazing. You guys and gals are awesome. Lightning out. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. I really do appreciate each and every one of you a lot. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya. Bye bye. And thank you. Oh yeah, and I will send as soon as I end the stream, I will send out the prizes to the winners today. Catch you guys later.